You left me. I left you.
I was left.
You had forgot about we had no place. You forgot about us. You left us. You went ours and not. You forgot about us.
Another one, I'm worried about you.
Mother, it was nothing.
Is it him again?
I don't want to talk about it.
Elizabeth.
Anna.
No, ma'am. I worry you don't talk to me.
Me? You. You won't tell me anything about him, except that I have his eyes.
He was a merchant. I told you that. He wanted to be a businessman. I told you that. Lizzie, there's no more of the story to tell. You've heard it 1,000 times.
That's all it is to you? A story?
No, it's not, Lizzie.
Did you love him?
Yes. I loved him very much.
And did he love you?
Yes. He wrote me poetry. Yes, he did love me very much. But he loved himself more.
And me?
And you. I love you.
I love you too.
You know what?
Lizzie!
I better get off to the shop before Miss Margaret busts her bloomers. You better be out there shortly. Now, skedaddle and stay out of trouble, okay?
Aw.
Be the light, my sweet girl.
Lizzie! Right this way, ladies and gentlemen.
Shut up, Moab. You're gonna get us caught.
Yeah, Moab.
The name is William Myron Linman, if you please.
Nah, that's too fancy for you, but Geo's a name that'll live forever.
Shut up. I don't want to get put back in that rat hole we got put in last time. It was so hot. It smelled like rotten meat.
Well, Hannah, if you hadn't have bounced off to the constable, you probably wouldn't have had to.
Hey, thought I told you kids you can't be out of these streets.
And I told you to get out of my face, Tubbs. That's not how I sound.
It's down in the rat hole for you little snots.
Not the rat hole.
What's the rat hole?
The rat hole is a cylindrical vestibule.
Cannon brains. The rat hole's the darkest, nastiest, scariest place of all Noggins.
Hannah knows. It's like a second home.
I had to go once when I got caught kissing that fancy boy. Worst night of my life. The rat hole was full of mud, dark, and ugh. Fancy pants wasn't even worth it.
You mean the voodoo queen?
Don't get us started.
Hey, Yellowjack. I heard he eats kids that are sent down there. Now you little vermin play nice and you can go free.
Constable! Why, good morning, Constable. What's the state of affairs in New Orleans these days? Who are you?
The name is Julian Poydras.
He's rich. He's old. Ew.
Well, Mr. Poydras, Harris Carroll. Pleasure to meet you. What brings you to our part of town?
Well, Mr. Carroll.
Oh, call me Harris, sir.
Mr. Carroll. We politicians have been working with the constable here to get these streets a little cleaned up. You and your associates seem to be causing some problems, and to be quite honest, it's not very good for business. Like filthy lice. You can't get rid of them.
Hey.
New Orleans is about to be cleaned up. Consider yourself warned, Mr. Carroll.
Warned for what?
Evacuation. There have been some instances of yellow fever recently. You have 2 weeks. Find somewhere else to reside. Constable?
What's he mean
mean by that?
It means we gotta relocate.
Again?
But this is the best we've had it.
Lord, give it, Eddie, take it away.
Can't you just ask them for a place to live?
Can't you just ask them for a place to live?
Go back to the bread shop, little girl. We can take care of ourselves.
Don't worry about us. Thanks for the bread, Lizzie.
Same time tomorrow.
Do you really think it's wise to let Lizzie spend so much time with those kids? She's quite smitten with them. I guess she can relate in a sense. I don't think it's safe. They're dirty. Who knows what disease else is she going to play with? Besides, I haven't made things easy for her. Stop beating yourself up. You make an honest living. There's no shame in that. You can't be that old. She's just not perfect. Are you okay?
Hey, Mom, Miss Sam. I don't know what you put in the sack yesterday, but they ate it up.
She wouldn't be fought for one scrap. Always fighting. Lizzie, hand me the flour, will ya? And be careful. If they don't watch it, someone's gonna take notice. Oh my God. Okay.
The consul brought some business politician man through. We have 2 weeks to relocate. Some kind of fever.
Boku dollars, but no hearts.
What's that mean, Sam?
It means they've got too much money and they don't know what to do with it. Sit down. Lizzie, hand that to your mother.
Are you sick now?
Just tired though. I mean, if they would just use that money on those kids instead of kicking them
They're
out.
only in it for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, it's none of my business, but fold the ends first, Lizzie. But when you brood upon the past, it takes the life out of the present. Side by side, Lizzie. Now take that basket to Mrs. Wheeler, and you might as well take some of your friends too.
Thank you, Brendan.
Hey, no, scat.
Mama love you.
Mama love you too.
That girl, she's got your heart.
Don't say. My girl, she's nothing like him. She's.
Anna? Anna!
Come on, Gio. Hurry up already.
Don't rush the mess and stop moving.
Your foot is crushing me. What are you doing?
You're squishing me. Winter, what are we doing?
We are trying to get some lunch. Scram.
Shut up! Come on, Gio.
Almost.
Come on. Got it. Run.
And the fleas are back.
Mr. Carroll.
How unfortunate to be running into you again. I was hoping you'd be on your way. Should have known. The flea bags don't know how to listen. The timeline has changed, Mr. Carroll.
What? Why?
The yellow fever outbreak. It's spreading, and it's dangerous for everyone.
But we ain't sick.
Yes, but rats carry fleas, and fleas carry disease, which means you flea bags are the danger.
So what are we supposed to do?
Not my problem. You find somewhere else today. I don't want to see you on these
What do you mean,
streets.
not your
What he's
problem?
trying to say, Mr.
Poitras.
What he's trying to say, Mr. Poitras.
Who are you?
Elizabeth. Elizabeth Landry. You can call me Lizzie.
Well, don't you have some pretty eyes?
Yeah, she does.
Are you one of Mr. Carroll's associates?
No, sir. My mother works with the bread lady.
Your mother's Miss Landry.
Yeah, and she works.
Your mother is Anna.
Yes. And she works with the bread lady. You know Miss Margaret?
Yes, Miss Harlow.
Yeah, her. She says if you politicians were doing your job.
Young lady.
You'll have to excuse her, sir. She doesn't know.
No, let her speak. I want to hear her. Go on.
Well, Miss Margaret said the politicians could easily solve this problem if they'd use some of their beaucoup dollars to help the forgotten find a place to
The
live.
forgotten?
No parents.
No home.
Orphans, sir.
Don't waste your breath.
Is she right?
Who?
The bread lady, can you help?
It's not that easy, Miss Landry. There are ordinances, rules. We've worked very hard to protect this city. I've worked very hard for this city to thrive. And quite frankly, my dear, you're putting all that hard work in jeopardy. So no, we cannot help.
You mean you won't help?
Listen here, young lady. This isn't your fight. It's just... I'm sorry. It is just not possible. That's it. Got it? You're ghost! Now disappear. I want to see you again. Rat holes await, flea bags.
I'm sorry, it's just not possible.
Told you so.
Now what are we supposed to do? Nothing. You heard what the constable said.
I said we don't do nothing.
So you're just gonna let us...
So you want to be in charge now? Do you think they're gonna follow some one-armed Bible thumping nobody? Anybody else got something to say?
Harris, come on.
What? What are you gonna do, little Lizzie Sunshine?
I'd do something.
Of course you would. Everything's easier from a nice, comfy bed.
Yeah, it must be pretty terrible to have a mother and a
Hannah,
place to live.
Stop.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, did Daddy run off with someone?
Hannah, that's enough.
What? What did you say?
You heard me. Poor little girl, slumming it with the fleas to make her feel better about herself. Trying to be with us. Shut up!
Hey,
Get Lizzie!
go ahead. You know, please.
Wanna go back to the rat hole? You heard it, we're ghosts! You wanna help? That ain't helping.
You're no better than that stupid politician. Just did it for yourself. Play the victim.
Okay, little girl, you don't know us. We're not victims, we're products of this lousy society. Living one moment at a time.
All of you? You feel this way too? What?
Oh, slow down. They follow me, not you.
Yeah, I know how you work. You bark, they jump. I get it. I guess I'm just part of the meal ticket. That's fine. Just make it last.
Harris, don't let
She
her...
can take care of herself.
And one more thing, little boy. I know more than you think I know. I just thought you'd want more for yourselves.
More? There is no more. You heard what that poitras guy said? Too hard to take care of a bunch of nobodies. It's business.
Well, I am more than a business deal. Don't you want something more than this?
Oh, I do. Well, I'm fucking this. I'm not a mom, stop.
You gotta be smart first.
Well, I want a huge family. So big they cannot fit around the table. Always our family name will live on forever.
What about you, Smarty Pants?
I'm writing a book.
Oh, Peter, you got it on me.
No one gives a hoot about a one-armed orphan.
Moab. My one-armed baby.
Fine, but what about a one-armed pirate?
Arr! Swap the book, let me hurry!
Everyone remembers an adventure, but no one's gonna remember me.
How could anyone forget about who you are?
I'm scared of being forgotten. It seems like everyone that I get close to forgets about me. I know, you're different. Is your mother like you, Lizzie?
No. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I think we're alike, but then she's just...
I didn't know my mother either. And my father, he couldn't. He left me with the Bible, took off with my two sisters. Scared to death. Hid for most of a night and a day.
You found me. mess out of it, too. Reach back behind the garbage bin to grab a piece of crusty you dropped. Grab my foot instead. It's full class surprise.
Took me in like a brother. Never looked back.
We stick together. That's what we do.
Oh, really? And what else do you do?
Then, well, I guess I ever thought about it.
Peter's writing a book. Gio's gonna be a businessman. Don't you have a dream?
No.
No. Everybody's got a dream.
Well, I don't. It's dangerous.
How is dreaming dangerous? That's ridiculous.
Because if I dream something and it never happens, then that's another moment in my life that I've been let down.
Like your family.
Like every one of us. You know, try because no one will remember an orphan, no family, no home, no legacy.
My mother says it's our job to make this world a better place.
Matthew 5:14. Matthew 5:14. Ye are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hid.
Be the light.
Preacher man, no one makes this a better place for us. I just want to live. To survive.
You're not gonna live forever.
It's not about living forever.
It's about doing something that will.
Oh, that's like my favorite. Now I gotta take these to the before the smart me.
Don't forget to ask her.
She never forgets me. That's her way of making this world a bit brighter.
Making the world brighter with bread.
Makes your life better, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Miss Margaret.
Margaret!
Just coming to. Why are you? What's the matter? Where's my mother? We were talking and she collapsed. She okay? We have to go! Tell me where she is right now! It got her, Lizzie. The yellow fever. She's gone. I tried calling for a doctor, but she passed before he arrived. Oh, this no. Lizzie, I need you to listen to me. We don't have much time. We must run home and grab all that you need before that landlord of yours finds out and takes all his greedy hands can hold. Come on, let's go, and then we can figure out what to do with you.
Cold?
Nah, Yellow Jack must have crossed my grave.
It's not funny.
I'm starving.
We haven't seen a bed lady in days.
Poor Lizzie. Do you think she's okay?
Oh, poor little girl just lost her mother.
Hannah, that's enough.
Nobody cared about me when my parents died. The city of New Orleans surely don't care.
It's not all about you!
Whoa. Hi, Kathy. Speech.
She's right, though. New Orleans doesn't care about orphans. No one does.
Lizzie does.
The bread lady does.
Why? Why do they care? What's in it for them?
Because it's our job to make this world a better place. That's what Lizzie said, or at least that's what Lizzie's mother said.
If I didn't know any better, Moab, I'd say you're a little sweet on Lizzie.
Look, you guys don't get it, okay? Maybe she's right. Maybe there is more. I'm just tired of hiding.
Maybe we got a fight to be heard.
Maybe you ought to shut up.
I ain't fighting nothing. I'm not going back to that rat hole.
Guys, we can just. It's all gonna.
No one's listening, Moab.
Poydras? Who? Julian Poydras, the fancy schmancy politician that told us to leave.
How's he gonna help? How's he gonna help?
He already told us we're too difficult, Peter.
He just happens to own most New Orleans, right? And politicians are always looking for a good cause, right?
Right.
I ain't no charity case. Well, what does it even matter anyway? We all end up in the same place. You live and you die. Lafayette #1 holds the rich and the poor.
Lizzie, are you okay? Why are you here? What about the bread lady?
I can't stay with her.
Why not?
Her spinster sister, said she wasn't taking care of nobody's child.
Oh,
What am I gonna do? She left me, just like he did. I have nobody.
You have me. And me. Well, us. I mean, we're not blood, but
We're family.
And our family sticks together.
Constable.
go! Shh! Ghosts, remember.
Go where? There's nowhere to go.
Oh, you're so smart, aren't you?
We sleep at Lafayette #1.
The cemetery?
No one bothers us there.
No one.
Dibs on Leopold tomb.
No, wait, you got it last time, man.
Watch out for Yellow Jack.
Yellow Jack, I can't do this.
There's nothing to be scared of. It's the best bed in town. It's peaceful. There's a blanket of stars. Get some rest. I've had a rough day.
Are you okay?
Just tired. Go to sleep.
That's my bed.
What's your problem with me?
Move.
Make me.
I'm gonna ask you one more time. Move.
Last I heard, you didn't own this property, so I think I'll just stay here for tonight.
This one does belong to me.
It's public property.
Read the name.
Realize,
Henry and Harriet Myers, 1811.
Hannah,
You wanna know what my problem is? You think you own everything. You always have something to say about everything. You're always sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. And Harris listens to everything you say.
this has nothing to do with Harris.
Oh, it doesn't, huh? Interesting. You're lucky. You had more time with a mother than any of us.
But it's not my fault.
You took her for granted. I miss mine. I woke up one day to tell him I wasn't feeling so good, and they were just lying there. So I shook my father to wake up, and he didn't move, and I yelled at my mother to wake up, and she didn't. So I went back to bed. I don't know how many days passed, but Constable and some other men were trying to take him away, so I yelled at them to stop, and he grabbed me and said that if I didn't stop, I was going back in the rat hole. 3 days in the bottom of that stinking rat hole before anybody remembered that I was even there. I don't want your pity. Go.
I'm sorry.
Just go.
Ma?
Elizabeth.
No. You left me.
I didn't leave you, honey. He took me.
Who?
Jack.
Jack.
Yellow Jack?
Yes. And he's coming for you too.
He's coming.
Yellow Jack. For you too.
But I don't want to end up like you. That's not what I meant.
No, I don't want you ending up like me either. Be better.
I can't.
No excuses, Lizzie. Be the light. Make them hear your voice.
Your voice.
My voice?
I love you.
I love you too.
He's coming. Make them hear your voice.
No! Mother! No! Stay away! Leave her alone!
Lizzie, wake up. Hey,
Make them hear your voice.
what are you talking about?
My mother.
She's gone.
No! She came to me in my dream.
I know you miss her.
I can't. I'm not strong like her. She did it all.
Where was your father?
Dunno. I never met him. She really talked about him, just that. She loved him and he left her. She always told me I have his eyes.
Her eyes are beautiful.
People always say that, and although it's very kind, it hurts my heart. I want more than anything in this world to have her eyes.
They are yours. She's a part of you and always will be.
I'm nothing.
She wanted you to make a difference in this world.
How? I can't. Nobody cares about orphans, right? That's what you said. Why even try? We're ghosts. Nobodies.
It's us, Lizzie. We're the voice. We have to change Portis's mind.
It doesn't work like that, Harris.
Why? Why won't it work? Peter said.
Because I don't want to make it work. I want my mother back. I didn't make her proud. I didn't do anything but complain about him.
Look who's playing the victim now. You're not the only one here to lose someone you know.
It's not all about you, Harris. I miss her. What do you miss?
My parents? It just. How do you forget a 6-year-old?
I don't think I can do what you do.
Look out for myself.
You look out for them, and they look up to you.
But what have I really done for them? We're sleeping in a cemetery for Pete's sake. You shouldn't have to. Stealing someone's garbage.
What do you wish you could do?
I wish I could be more like you. Always dreaming, always wanting to help other people. Little Lizzie Sunshine.
But it's not about me.
Exactly. It never is. I want to be more like that. Why do you care so much?
Because I was forgotten too.
But your mother was.
Not her.
Oh.
Yeah.
We can do this.
Do what?
Fight for them. Make them hear our voice.
I can't.
Proverbs 31:8.
Huh?
Proverbs 31:8. Speak up for those who cannot speak up for themselves.
It's time we speak up, Moab.
I thought you said we were a lost cause.
I used to think so. Are you with me?
You know I am. All right, guys, come on. Let's go. Let's get up.
5 more minutes.
Let's go.
Rise and shine, everyone.
Rise and shine. They got something to say.
Listen up. Remember that politician, Mr. Poitras? The politician? Well, what do you say? We get him to get out of that big fancy house and help us instead of sweeping us under the rug.
Oh, I'm in.
Calm down, you big hussy. He already said he's not messing around with a bunch of nobodies.
Well, then we change his mind. He's got more money than God, and he said they want to make these streets a little less populated. Well, they want to relocate us. What do you say? We make him put up or shut up?
You think he's just gonna give us money?
I could use some coins in my pockets.
No, but he could put that money to good use. To house his orphans and keep us off the streets.
I don't need no house. I don't answer to nobody.
Oh, so you'd pass up a meal, a blanket, shelter from the rain?
It's what I dream of.
And with the yellow fever scare, it'd be a smart move for the politicians to put us somewhere, stop the spread.
Yellow Jack couldn't catch us inside.
It's a great thought and all, but do we actually have a plan?
Well,
There's strength in numbers, right? We got that. We march right up to Poitras Mansion.
and make our voices heard. We ask him to find a way to get us a roof over our heads and off the streets. It's a win-win for both of us.
Maybe he'll open up his home.
Maggie, enough with the old guy. You really think he's just gonna listen to a bunch of smelly old kids with no parents? No one cares!
Well, he just might, Hannah. Have you ever tried? Have you think, Chio? If we want to make a change, we have to step out and step up. They can't ignore all of us. We take a stand together. For you. For us.
I'm in.
Let's do it.
Please.
Well, I'm not staying here all by my lonesome.
Yes.
This is it.
Can we really do this?
Yes. You okay?
I'm fine.
Now what? You want me to go find him?
Find whom? Ah, Mr. Carroll and Miss Lantern.
Yes, Yes, sir.
It seems you brought all of your associates.
Do you remember that conversation we had a few days ago when we asked if the politicians could help?
Ah, yes. If my memory serves, Miss Landry here believes that we politicians are responsible for your current circumstances.
That is not what I said.
Lizzie.
No! With all due respect, Mr. Poitras, I never said the politicians were at fault. I did say you have the means to help. Now you have a choice.
And what is that?
Well, you can choose to help,
Or?
or you can choose to fight.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
What exactly are you suggesting I do?
Well, they say you have more money than God.
They do they?
Well, do you?
I live quite comfortably, but I had to work very hard and for a very long time to earn it. I started as a merchant. I worked my way up to a businessman. I invested in real estate.
Real estate.
What's that?
I spend money on lands and buildings.
And what do you do with those buildings?
I sell them to other business owners.
And the others?
Well, some are empty.
Just waiting for somebody to live in.
Are you suggesting that I give you a building to live in as you please?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Why couldn't you use one of those buildings to help us?
Last time I checked, you had a mother, Miss Landry, so you're technically not one of them.
Sir.
You're
What?
mistaken, sir.
Her mom is dead.
Hannah.
What? I'm so sorry, I hadn't heard.
Why would you? You didn't even know her. People like you don't care about people like us.
But
Here's the deal, Julian. You have the opportunity to do something great for people who otherwise never get the chances you had. You can care for people that will never...
Don't waste your breath. He just doesn't care.
I care. I don't want you to be left behind. Any of us. I just...
Harris? Mr. Poitras, please get a doctor! Help! Someone help! Hannah, go get Miss Margaret!
Jake, go with her. Marie, Calvin, go get the water.
You're gonna be alright.
Turn him on his side, do it.
Mom, what's wrong with him? What do we do?
Lizzie, you have to calm down, okay? Be calm for him, okay?
What's happening?
It's Yellow Jack, okay?
No! No! Stay away! Stay away from him!
It's yellow fever. It's yellow fever. Come on, Harris.
Harris, listen to me.
Lizzie, you have to finish this. Make him listen.
I can't do this by myself.
You're not alone. Moab, brother, fight for us. Be our voice.
Be the light, my sweet girl.
Ma? Harris? Harris? No! You're too late.
I'm so sorry.
You say that a lot. You had the chance to do something. You didn't do it.
I couldn't get to the doctor.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Right. Even. Ready, go. There it is.
Good? Yeah.
Elizabeth! What would you have me do? In all earnest, I'm listening.
Fight for them. Make it right. Use all that money and that power for something worthwhile. Find them a home and give them a fighting chance to do something great in this world.
You're just like her.
Who?
Your mother.
What?
You have her fire, her fight, her goodness.
How do you?
Most of all, you have her eyes.
Just business.
I loved her very much, Elizabeth.
But you loved you more, and you never
No,
tried
I
to.
didn't. See, we all pay a price for our decisions. and we don't always make the right choices. I believe in forgiveness, in redemption.
Do you think you can just make up a lifetime of being gone?
No, I can't. You, Harris, you've given me something. Something worthwhile that isn't about me. I can't change the past, but I can change your future. And I promise you this, I will provide a home, a place for all those children who have been forgotten. I promise we'll never turn away anyone who's been forgotten.
And Harris, who will ever know he even existed? There's no grave for the forgotten.
Lafayette number 1 will be his resting place. There, for generations to see, a home dedicated to destitute orphans. He will be remembered in life and after. You have my word. Will this suffice, Miss Landry?
Elizabeth, it will, Mr. Poydras.
From the office of the coroner. Following residents of the Poydras Asylum have expired due to complications of the yellow fever. Harris Carroll, Maggie McCarthy, Marie Wagner, Margaret Wagner, Geo Jackson, Peter Hatcher, William Moab Lamone, Felix Fink Zaleski, Hannah Myers, Catherine Blake, Elizabeth Landry. For Julian Poydras instructions, they shall forever reside in Lafayette number 1, square 4, lots 365 to 368, the Poydras Orphans Rest.
Among the philanthropic works during his lifetime, Julian Poydras founded
The Poydras Asylum in New Orleans. Chartered in 1817, the Poydras Asylum, or Poydras Home, was made for children and widows left destitute during the yellow fever epidemic.
A wealthy French merchant, Julian Poydras, was
An early supporter, and donated a home on St. Charles Avenue and Julia Street for the use of the Sisters of Charity.
Along with this society and Miss Margaret Howard.
Red Lady. Mr. Poydras worked for many years helping neglected orphans and widows in the city of New Orleans.
Over 150 years since it transpired, evidence of the yellow fever epidemic can still be found in New Orleans cemeteries.
The Poydras Orphans Rest serves as a memorial to those young voices who never had the opportunity to be heard. Tell our story.